Hello everyone, glad to see you again. In last lesson, we have learned prescriptions for relieving exterior syndromes, which are mainly composed of diaphretics and can induce diaphoresis, expel pathogenic factors from muscles and skin, promote eruptions, and be used to treat exterior syndromes. Prescriptions for relieving exterior syndromes are divided into prescriptions for relieving exterior syndrome with pungent warm drugs and those for relieving exterior syndromes with pungent cool drugs. Accordingly, and the former has the representative prescription 麻黄汤, the latter has the representatives 银翘散. From now on, we begin our study of specific discussions of prescription for warming the interior. Here is question. What's the prescriptions for warming the interior and what's the indication of it? Let's talk one by one. Prescriptions for warming the interior refers to those that are mainly made up of drugs of warm nature with the effect of warming the interior, restoring yang, dispelling cold, and promoting blood circulation for the treatment of interior cold syndrome. Since interior cold syndrome may affect the viscera, meridians, or collaterals, and it has different degrees of severity, prescriptions for warming the interior are accordingly subdivided into three kinds. They are prescriptions for warming the middle energizer to dispel cold, prescriptions for recuperating dilated yang to rescue the patient from collapse, and prescriptions for warming the meridians to dispel cold. Prescriptions for warming the middle energizer to dispel cold are composed of drugs with function of warming the middle energizer and dispersing cold. They are applied in deficiency cold syndrome of spleen and stomach. Prescriptions for recuperating dilated yang to rescue the patient from collapse comprise drugs of extreme pungent and warm nature with functions of warming the interior and dispelling cold, which are applicable to syndrome of excessive yin due to yang fever. Prescriptions for warming the meridians to dispel cold mainly consist of drugs capable of warming the meridians to dispel cold and promote blood circulation, which are applicable to syndrome of cold accumulation in the meridians and collaterals. Here are some notes in the application of prescriptions for warming the interior. Prescriptions for warming the interior mostly are pungent, warm, dry, and hot in nature. They are easy to impair body inflow, induce heat, and disturb blood flow. Thus, cautions should be taken when it was applied to patients with blood deficiency or excessive heat in the body. The representative recipe of prescription for warming the middle energizer to dispel cold is 理中丸. Today, we are going to learn it. 理中丸, also named of bolus for the function of middle energizer. It comes from 伤寒论, treatise on endogenous febrile disease, the ingredients are as follows: 人参 90 grams, 干姜 90 grams, 炙甘草 90 grams, 白术 90 grams. It is used for warming the middle energizer to dispel cold and replenishing qi to invigorate the spleen. The recipe is used to treat deficiency cold syndrome of the spleen and stomach, marked by epigastric and abdominal pain, preference for warmth and for pressure, aversion to cold, cold limbs, poor appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, or bleeding due to yang deficiency with little dark blood, pale tongue with whitish fur, deep and thready pulse. Now we are going to explain the compatibility and the functions of this recipe. The syndrome results from yang deficiency of middle energizer and the deficiency cold of the spleen and stomach, leading to dysfunction in digestion and transformation. It should be treated by warming the middle energizer to dispel cold and replenishing qi to invigorate the spleen. Ingrid 干姜 acts as a monarch drug to restore yang of the spleen and stomach by means of warming the middle energizer to dispel cold. Ingredient 人参 is used as a minister drug for supplement qi and strengthening the spleen to promote transportation and transformation. Ingredient 白术 serves as adjuvant drug, used together with ingredient 人参 and 干姜 for replenishing qi, strengthen the spleen and eliminating dampness. Ingredient 炙甘草, sweet and mild in nature, helps other drugs in the recipe reinforce the spleen and stomach, and mediates other drugs' properties, playing the part of guiding drug. That's all for today. Wish to see you in next class.